The first dog we have for you today is a great size. He's about 45 pounds, and his name is Hudson, and he's one of our Terrier mixes, and he's like our greeter dog right now. He's in that very first kennel, kind of letting everybody know, like, hey, I'm an awesome dog, check me out, and then meet my other awesome dogs down the road, kind of setting everybody up for great expectations there. He is, a lot of people might say he's brown, but he's actually red. He's a red and white Terrier mix, and he's got great little freckles on his nose, and tons of great qualities if you're looking through his behavior assessment. He walks really nicely on a leash. He jumps pretty nicely and rides pretty nicely in the car, because Sean and I took him to the radio the other day. He does pretty well in unfamiliar environments with strangers, not really any issues there. As you can see, he is a lover of toys, and what I've seen in his kennel is that he doesn't actually destroy them. Many of our Terrier mixes especially will go through a soft toy in about 30 seconds, and he has had one in there for several days. So he's good with his toys. He really enjoys them. As you can see, he can sit and relax and play on his own. Takes treats nicely. He's very food motivated, so easy to train. But just, a great overall dog who's really fun, and the volunteers seem to be enjoying him. And he's a great dog for the new volunteers to interact with because he's so easy.
So Hudson came in with Huxley, the next dog we'll feature, and originally we had them housed together, but now we have them separated. Why is that?
So these guys definitely, they're the same age, they appear to be brothers, they're similar in color, and they arrived at the same time, and they were housed together. But what often happens with larger dogs, we've seen it here before, even though they get along really well in a home environment, when they're in a smaller space like the kennel, they just can't get away from each other. It's like, living with your entire family in a one-bedroom condo. Sometimes it just doesn't work really well. They're living in a studio apartment, and there's two of them, and they just can't get away from each other. So they were having some squabbles, some bickering, and for everybody's safety, we separated them. But it's not a reflection of how they do with other dogs. They both do really well with other dogs in their behavior assessment, and it's something where we would even let them walk together and maybe even play together. It's just living in a small kennel wasn't great. So these guys are not bonded or anything like that, so they can be adopted separately. But still, as is the case with any of our dogs, even though we know they do well, if you have an existing dog, you want to make sure that you bring them in, do that meet and greet, so we can kind of tell if personalities are going to mesh and how that's going to be in a home environment. Again, if you're interested in Hudson here, he's a 4 to 5 year old Terrier mix, and you can set an appointment up to meet him by going to visitfcac.as.me.